I want to make this video because I feel like this is something that you don't want to come on your mind. No freaky for that long pause though, but this is just something that you don't want to pop up on your mind at any point in your life. I'm becoming an unk, bro. Not literally. I'm becoming an unk. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm becoming a prime time hater of all this young shit. And maybe it's just part of growing up, but it just feels so strange to finally be moving out of this phase where underground music is just not doing it for me, bro. It's so cloned, it's so backwater, bro. And don't get me wrong, there are a couple of artists in the past few years that have popped off with their own sound, but where the fuck did they go? Where the fuck do all these niggas be going? And so many people popping up and disappearing that, like, bro, it's hard to keep interest. It hasn't been since Juice WRLD where an artist started popping prominently on a damn near Drake level. And that might be crazy to say, but before that, before Juice, the only person that ever had the potential of popping off at a Drake level was XXXTentacion, bro. That's because he had a vast variety of diverse music that different people from different genres was fucking with him, bro. And you gotta add in, you gotta put this in there, you gotta add on that X's character development being seen and being documented definitely did a lot for him, bro. Him clearing up his image and getting on the right path and being a positive person. So all the crazy videos and all the shit people try to cancel him for now, like I'm not gonna discuss that here. We know what XXXTentacion was, I don't know if convicted or accused of is the right word. Either way, I'm pretty sure you've seen and heard a bunch of shit that I've seen and heard. But back to my point, yet there hasn't been another artist on the verge of threatening. And this is not a diss at Drake. I know there's been a lot of Kendrick Lamar Drake beef going on, and this has nothing to do with that. What I mean when I say Drake level, I'm pretty sure you know what I mean by Drake level. Drake, in terms of commercial success in hip hop, is up here, and everybody else, they kind of like right here, bro. Drake has a very big gain on them. He has a very big gain on them. He has a very big fan base. He's done all kind of diverse music. As much as we hate on him, he's been on songs with like Spanish artists, and you know, he's done the UK thing. He's done the dance hall. He's done all that. But that's what made Drake so popular. Success was that in a way, but for kind of alternative people, for people that might have grew up listening to indie or alternative rock, or maybe even like metal. He pulled in people with those interests towards hip hop. And it's not that he was entirely hip hop, but he pulled them towards a genre that maybe they weren't a fan of or too into, because he blended elements of others. So basically, Drake and XXX are both very popular artists for the same reason. XXX is the last person to ever truly step to that level. Everything else, and it's not saying that everybody coming up from the underground has to be an XXX, but it's just like a lot of these people coming up from the underground now, you know, they might get a moment, they might get a TikTok, they might get a really big song for the summer, but then after that, they never hold on. That, like, it's just they never go anywhere because the attention span is so short. And I know I'm saying underground is trash, it's true, but also people's attention span for you trying to give them the same shit, it's not flying nowadays. It's really not flying nowadays if you keep trying to feed your fans the same old shit. And that's why Cardi is so successful. And it's very hard for me to gauge Cardi because I'm not a nerdy emoji. I don't do the heavy research and look at the numbers and look at the stats. The perception for me is that Cardi is a very big artist who sells pretty well. Now I know with Die Lit and Self-Titled, his numbers wasn't that crazy. Uzi was probably Uzi for most of his career was probably washing Cardi. But now Cardi has such a high demand and the supply is so low. That's why it seemed like he's popping like that. When he came out with all these songs at the start of the year, I was just as hype as everybody else for that shit. But then after I sit there and digested it, it's just like, yeah, and then he fucking vanishes again. It's just kind of like, I don't really fucking care no more. It's how I'm pretty sure a lot of people are feeling about Kanye, or Opium fans might feel that way about more Chaos. Like, this shit hasn't dropped yet. I know people are saying that, oh, he's waiting on Cardi to drop, oh, he's waiting on this and that. Fuck all that. You people need to capitalize on your hype the moment that you got it, or you gonna end up like Yeet. You gonna end up like Sofago. You gonna end up like these actually talented people that was in the underground that just slept on the fucking momentum. And a lot of that going on in the underground, bro. I don't know. The underground is just such a weird place now. This is not music you can just go play anywhere and try to put your friends onto. Like, this is what it feels like. You gotta have people with very similar niche interests to put people onto. People like even Thai EXO or a Laser Dim or Glock 40 Spaz. Like, you're not showing this to average people, and they're probably not thinking it's tough immediately off rips. It's some shit that is gonna take people a few listens if they really have interest to check them out. But there's a lot of underground artists, and I see their name everywhere. I completely know nothing. That's another problem with the underground right now. It's also a problem with mainstream music right now. It's just over flooded. It's oversaturated in terms of a hip hop sense. And I mostly keep my eye on hip hop, so I can only speak from that perspective. It's this guy blowing up right now, and maybe I was asleep, or maybe his shit's just not being pushed. But JP, I don't remember the name of the song right now, but y'all know the song. I got G's on. Bruh, song is really hot, but it's like, okay, is it gonna be another Ice Spice situation where this guy's gonna have a really big freaking song and like he's getting all the push, he's on Genius, but then he's just gonna be a one-trick pony or like a one-hit wonder? It's not that I'm doubting him, it's just that the way the music industry, the music business has been moving as of late, I worry for people like that. But he does have a really hot song right now, but it's almost the Ice effect. If Ice Spice were not as attractive as she were, nobody would have probably cared about her music at all. Much was just very catchy. You know, the bars ain't completely ass. I've heard a trash song before. It's not unlistenable. It's catchy. Outside of that, like there's no other appeal to Ice Spice. I don't know how this turned into a 10-minute rant of me talking about this shit. I want to talk about how I'm becoming an unk and underground music is not the same, but maybe through 10 minutes of yapping, you can understand and see why I'm starting to feel like an unk. Dude, it's just because I lived through the era of people who were defending artists like a Lil Yachty, Playboy Cardi, Uzi. When I was knowing these niggas can't rap to save their life, but it sounds so good, it vibes so good, I just don't feel like I can do the same thing with these artists. Netspin, the only song I really truly do like by him is We Not Like You. That's the only song. I listened to 2024 Freestyle. I checked out the most recent song he just dropped. I'm not a fan of that shit. Xavier so basically the same deal, but the thing about him is that it's all in his name for me. Xavier So Bass. It's like the Little B thing. Little B was never that good, bro. Little B actually is a terrible trash artist, but I don't know, he added context to this trash ass music that made it acceptable for a lot of people, a lot of niche people that understand, you know, the context that he put behind the music, like the positive self-love shit and the whole just like accepting who you are context that he has to his music, no matter how trash he is. He had a community and a fan base, and Xavier So Bass basically has that same thing. I don't know, man. Y'all can flame me in the comments as much you want down below. I'll actually enjoy that. I hate that I'm becoming an unk. But yeah, I just wanted to see her have a discussion about music and yap, and maybe give y'all some background noise while you're doing something more important than talking about rap. But yeah, this has been Zay's Live, and I'll have a discussion with you guys in the next one. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I love you guys. Peace.